Yes, hello. Yeah, hello again. I'm back already. So, with another prediction video. Well, there are two fights that are really good. We can look forward to for next weekend, and they're both in the smaller divisions. Well, and we and both feature only Latin American fighters. So, first one is on Friday, 4th. Jose Carlos Ramirez is returning uh, for the first time since losing to Josh Taylor and fighting Jose Pedraza. So, this is a pretty tall order, to face a guy like Pedraza in your very first comeback fight. Yeah, this I trust will be a very competitive fight, very close. Yeah, I mean, even though Pedraza has three losses, he's only lost to the very best, Gervonta and Lomachenko and Zepeda. And he was only knocked out once by Gervonta, of course, Davis. And Ramirez has only one loss, of course. Um, that was to Taylor, and he was dropped twice, but he wasn't close to getting stopped, really. So, he already beat actually Jose Zepeda, and everything just looks like to go to it in his favor. So and yeah, so he beat Jose Zepeda by a decision that was rather close, and he beat Maurice Hooker by knock TKO, which was very impressive, of course. And he beat Victor Posto on points. But other than that, he hasn't really fought that many world-class fighters. I would argue that Pedraza has actually faced more and even, I mean, better fighters than because Lomachenko and Gervonta Tank Days, come on, doesn't get any better than that, right? So, yeah. Um, So the experience, you might say, is on Pedraza's side, but he's not a really big puncher. He has got like 14 knockouts of 29 wins. So he usually stops his opponents by like accumulation, but he's won most of his bigger fights on points, of course, and I think he's never won a world title fight by a stoppage. He's held the IBF Super Featherweight title and the WBO. Well, that was actually, yeah, he held the WBO title briefly before losing it to Lomachenko. Yeah, I mean, I don't know really. Like Ramirez is still a younger man. He is the slightly taller man by 2 inches. But the age advantage is not that big that it should really present a problem. 3 years. But the big question is how much does Pedraza have left in his tank? Because yeah, he's had quite many fights, in the last years, and like in 2018 only alone, he's like had 4 fights, which is pretty much for a elite level fighter. So, yeah, I like watching him fight. And of course, Ramirez is an exciting fighter, very offensive. I wouldn't call him a very hard puncher either, but he does have some real thunder in his punches, I would say. And punching is more about how you like throw your, how you use your leverage, and how you, when you throw a punch and how, it's a whole science, so some guys may not have so many knockouts, not because they cannot punch, they don't have any power, but because they are not such experts in, when to throw the right punch and how. So, and some have fought a lot of guys who are tough also, I guess maybe that's another reason. Who and sometimes the knockout does not happen, alright. Sometimes it should have happened, but it just does not. The guy gets close to being stopped and then he just manages to weather the storm and yeah, comes back tougher, stronger. But anyway, this prediction would be, I think, very likely this fight should go the distance unless some kind of cut or something happens, because I don't know if Ramirez can stop Pedraza like right away after losing a fight, which he lost in that manner also by being dropped twice. And especially the second knockdown was pretty hard, pretty heavy uh, against Taylor. So yeah, I think Ramirez most likely wins, and this is more his side of, this is in Fresno, California, and he is from California himself, so everything seems rigged for him to win. It's because he needs it. But I would never really write off Pedraza. It's just that I don't favor him here so much. He's still a very good boxer, skilled and hardy, tough, and yeah, that's what it is. All right, so I think most likely Ramirez wins on points. Yeah. All right, so the second fight and the last one here is a really big one, really great fight, which is Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez fighting uh, for against the IBF Super Flyweight champion, but the title is not at stake. Or sorry, WBC Super Flyweight champion Julio Cesar Martinez, who only has one loss, which is very in his first fight. And yeah, this is a non-title fight because I believe it is maybe above super flyweight. Maybe that's the reason. I don't know. Really not familiar with that. But Gonzalez, he lost his last fight by a split decision to Juan Francisco Estrada. So yeah, he's 53 and 0 with 41 knockouts. Wow. So the only other guy to beat him, who gave him two losses, was of course Srisaket Sorubisai. Yes, from what I've seen of Martinez, he's a short guy, only 5'2". But so is Gonzalez, is 5'3". So, but I watched Martinez fight Rosales, and that was very impressive performance. So he's a guy who's got very good reflexes and very good technique. Puts his punches well together, pretty fast, aggressive, typical Mexican fighter or Latin fighter. So I think he will give Chocolatito a lot of trouble. Yeah, definitely. And we don't really know. Chocolatito is now starting just to get in age, like 34. He's right now, so we don't know how much left there is of his prime, you know. So yeah, but still, you know, I think I would be a little bit daft if I didn't favor him to win still, because you know he's faced the better opponents, he's beaten the better opponents, he's got tremendous, you know, like instinct, like that killer instinct, and he hits hard, and he's so tough and aggressive and pretty fast too. And Martinez, you know, his best win was actually against Rosales, and yeah, I mean, he had two like no contest against McWilliams, Saroya, and Charlie Edwards. That's a pity we don't know how that would have gone if there was no controversy. But he did like put down both guys once, and so he's a really, pretty dangerous little guy. He does have the power, and he, as I said, knows how to. He's got good coordination and all that. Puts his punches together well. He's obviously been trained well also. But I think this will be, well, really a true slugfest. Yeah. Hmm. And well, Gonzalez now might be a little, you know, worn out from all he's had a few, you know, true wars. I mean, he's dismantled most of his opponents, but still, you know, he hasn't exactly had an easy time against all of the guys that he beat. You know, he's also lost 3 times, and last time he went the distance against one of the best fighters in the division. And yeah, so that it's not like I am giving Martinez a chance. Definitely, I think he can win this fight, but he will have to really put on the best performance, and just bring out the best in himself, and just stay on top all the time, and not get like too cautious or get like I don't know, not scared, but disheartened by the stature of Chocolatito as a fighter and his aggressiveness and all that. So, yeah, I mean, we have seen several pretty big upsets last year, and now also with Catterall versus Taylor, or Taylor versus Carroll. I don't know. So, it's never, too safe to in a fight where both guys are elite, right? You never know what can happen, So it's kind of unfair actually to make a prediction in such fights, but still I believe I think just there's a bit bigger chance that Chocolatito wins this fight. All right, that's all I'm gonna say. Whether he wins by on points, yeah, very pretty likely, or by stoppage, that's also rather likely, kind of later stoppage. That remains to be seen. Not gonna be so specific to predict the exact result, but I lean towards Gonzalez. Yeah, I do. So that was all for this time. Take it easy and enjoy the fights. Bye bye.